Welcome back to Mama's Mat. Today's video is a birth ball routine that you can follow along with me and do with me. All you'll need is your birth ball and a little bit of space. If you're new here, my name is Melissa. I'm a certified yoga teacher and certified prenatal yoga teacher. I'm trained in spinning babies and I have a certificate in anatomy from Yale. I love making videos for you that help you have a more comfortable pregnancy and prepare your body for birth. So let's go ahead and get started. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat on the floor. Sit upright and tall on your sits bones, those bony bits at the bottom of your pelvis that you can feel when you move a little flesh around. Bring your ball over to your left side. Near your left hip, just rest your hand on the top of that ball. Take a big inhale, sweep your right arm up towards the sky as you stretch toward the left. You can lean on that ball as it rolls away. Inhale, roll the ball back toward you. Bring that right hand down to the ground. Nice big breath in. Feel for a stretch in those right side ribs, your intercostal muscles. And one more big deep breath as you inhale, reach that right arm up towards the sky and over towards your ball. And exhale it back down. Now just go ahead and rest that left hand on the ball. You could rest your right hand on your right knee. Roll the ball away so that your left arm is extended, nice and straight out from the side, right from your shoulder. And as you exhale, soften your right ear down toward your right shoulder. So you'll feel a nice deep stretch here in the left side of your neck. In the strong SCM or sternocleidomastoid muscle, you'll feel it probably all the way down through your shoulder, maybe even out to your fingertips. Just take a nice deep breath. One more. And then bring that right hand to your right ear. Use it to help your head back upright now that these muscles are stretched and relaxed. And go ahead and roll the ball in front of you. Bring your hands out to either side of the ball, nice and wide. And on a big inhale, lift the ball up ahead, up towards the sky. And exhale, lower the ball back down to the ground. Inhale, reach it up. So when you're doing this move, you're gonna feel your core start to activate. Think about giving your baby a hug in by pulling your navel muscles gently toward your spine. So you're just gently activating your core, supporting your lower back, supporting your baby. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Let's do one more. Now go ahead and roll that ball over to the right side, over to your right hip. Rest that right hand on the top of the ball. As you inhale and roll the ball away, that left arm sweeps up towards the sky. Now have a little side bend over. Feel for that stretch in the left side muscles. And exhale it back down. Inhale and up. So move with your own breath here. I like to think about moving on every inhale and exhale and letting your breath kind of set the pace for your movement. So if that's slower or faster than mine, that's totally fine. And again, we'll do our neck stretches on this side. So go ahead and just roll that ball away from you so that this right arm extends out straight. So from your shoulder all the way out through your fingertips. Rest that left hand on your left knee. And on an exhale, gently release your left ear down toward your left shoulder. Take some deep breaths in here. This can sometimes be kind of an intense, but good stretch in the shoulder and the neck, all the way up through the ear. If you experience a lot of morning sickness or have experienced the morning sickness, nausea, or even vomiting, that can cause a lot of tension in these muscles. We want to spend a little time just loving on them and releasing them. Okay, and again, use that hand to just help your head upright. And then from here, we're gonna climb around gently. So what I like to do, especially as the belly gets really big in pregnancy, is extend your legs out front first. Think about keeping your knees together and then sweeping your knees around. That can help prevent any SPD or symphysis pubic dysfunction, so any pain in the front of the pubic bone. So go ahead and bring the ball in front of you. Bring your hands out to the sides of the ball. And as you exhale, roll the ball away. Let your hips reach back. Inhale, roll the ball up. Let your spine round and roll forward. Think about a cat-cow here. So as you exhale, the tailbone reaches down. The belly can soften and hang on in space. Crown of the head reaches forward. Inhale, roll it up, round through the spine from the tail all the way up through the crown. Think about taking nice deep breaths here. And then go ahead and roll the ball back in. Bring your hands to the top of the ball here. This time you're going to lift up onto the sole of that left foot. Think about this left foot being 45 degrees from your hips. So it's not pointing forward and it's not pointing out to the side, but it's pointing on this nice 45-degree angle. You're going to roll the ball with you as you lower into a lunge here. So bending that left knee. Inhale, rise back up. You feel a nice stretch here all the way in those hips from that right knee up through the hips, out through that left knee. And then you can heel toe that foot back in to bring the knees together. Shift your weight over to that left knee and left shin as you reach that right foot up. Heel toe the right foot out to that 45-degree position again. And as you're ready, exhale, lower into that lunge. I love these lunges. These are great, especially in the third trimester. If you're ready to get the baby engaged in the pelvis, if you're really getting close to the end of your third trimester, it's gonna be a nice way to do that. So go ahead again with the knees towards each other, the knees together, just to kind of help the pubic bone be supported. Go ahead and come up to be seated on your ball. So roll the ball under you. And again, just an alignment check or a fit check. When you're sitting on the ball, you want your feet to be wider than your hips. Think about forming like a triangle or a tripod. Soles of the feet are on the ground. And ideally your hips, your hip creases are above your knees or at the level of your knees. That's how you know you have the right size ball and your body is supported here. So when you come up to be seated, take your time getting there. Take a deep breath. And we'll start to just move into some rocks, rocking side to side. You may feel your body just kind of doing that automatically. It's kind of a very organic, natural motion that happens when you're sitting on the ball. I love to think about, being on a gentle boat, kind of rocking in the ocean side to side. Or I love to think about my baby in my belly, rocking side to side. Imagine I'm kind of rocking my baby to sleep, just as if they were in my arms. Nice and gentle here, loosening up the hips. So from this rocking motion, we're gonna allow it to transition into some circles. So you can start with some small circles, moving through the hips, the glutes, whatever feels good here. Sometimes the smaller circles is nice, sometimes bigger, feels really good on the lower back. Take your time here to really move through whatever sticky points you feel in your body. Let these practices serve you. Let these stretches and moves serve your body. So always modify and adjust in the way that feels good to you, feels right for your body. When you're ready, go ahead and move in the other direction. Always kind of staying balanced from left to right, moving in both directions. And then from here, let's come back to that nice steady seated posture. You may need to kind of realign your feet if they got a little wide in the movement here. So feel nice and secure and strong. We're gonna move into some figure eights. So a figure eight, or like an infinity symbol, kind of follows this pattern. We're gonna imagine you can draw that with your hips. So I like to think about bringing my right hip forward toward my right foot, around toward my right heel, and then my left foot up toward my left foot, back around toward my left heel. Kind of repeating that motion. It's a little bit of a, just an awkward way to move. I don't know, I feel like our bodies don't make this shape that much, and it can be a challenging way to kind of like propriocept or figure out where your body is in space to make this shape. But it's a good little challenge. And just like I said, we always want to repeat on the other side. So this time, in order to reverse that figure eight, we're going to take the right hip, pull it back toward the heel, then up toward the right foot, left hip back toward the left heel, up towards the left foot. Kind of reversing in that way. You'll feel your pelvis sort of naturally tilting forward and back. And then steady that motion when you're ready. And I feel like the next, natural organic thing our body wants to do is just some pelvic tilts while we're seated here on the ball. So you can bring your hands to your knees or to your hips, whatever feels more supportive here. And go ahead and tilt the back of your pelvis. So think about your pelvis being upright in space. You can find these iliac crests, these tall, strong hip bones you feel. They feel like an arc. And that can kind of be your orientation. So think about them being upright and then tilting the top of those towards the back as your pubic bone tilts forward. And then as you inhale, you can come back upright. And as you exhale, the pelvis tilts forward. So the pelvic bone tilts towards the back, tops of your hips point forward. Okay, so move through that as long as you'd like. And when you are ready, we're going to transition into our next posture. So from here, I like to bring my hands to the ball or to your knees, whatever feels better, and whatever feels more supportive. That's always the most important, especially in that third trimester when your center of gravity is quite different than you are used to. Go ahead and roll forward. Transition your weight from the ball onto the soles of your feet. And make your way up to standing. You can roll that ball in front of you. And then from here, heel toe your feet out to a nice wide shape. So your feet are much wider than your hips here. The ball is in front, center, kind of right below your nose here. Bring your hands to the tops of the ball. As you exhale, go ahead and roll that ball away. Feel a nice extension in the spine from your tailbone all the way out through the crown of your head. This is such a lovely stretch. You probably feel this all the way in the backs of your legs, all the way out through the crown of the head. You can roll forward, and maybe it feels good to kind of round in the spine a bit as you rise up. And when you roll back down, again, extending in the spine. So you can move through this motion, kind of up and down gently. Or if you'd like, feel free to just stay in this wide leg forward fold. This is always one of my favorite stretches, pregnant or not. So another nice thing here is you can imagine that you draw a big arc from your left toes all the way around to your right toes. You can pull that ball over to the side, find that side stretch on the right side as the ball kind of arcs up and over like a big rainbow. Find the stretch on your left side body, those intercostal muscles. If this feels good, go for it. If this does not feel good, please do not do it. It's just always a matter of personal preference. Sometimes what feels good in our body one day just doesn't feel great another day. That is totally fine. What is important is that you always listen to your body and move in a way that serves you. So from here, we're gonna gently roll the ball in, softly bend your knees, move very slowly and mindfully, rise up slowly. There's a tendency to feel lightheaded a little bit more frequently in pregnancy because of the increased blood volume, so please always move very mindfully and slowly. When you're ready, heel toe those feet towards each other so that they're nice and wide, feeling good underneath your hips. And then lower yourself down to your knees. Again, that ball is in front of you. Your hands are on either side of the ball. Go ahead and roll the ball away from you. Allow your hips to reach out back behind you. And you can hang out here in space if this feels good. You can rock side to side if that feels nice. Another option here that I love is you can bring the ball in a bit closer so that your chest and your ear can rest. Have the ball rock side to side. When you're ready to rise up, go ahead and do so again, nice and slow. And with the knees together, come to be seated on that right hip. You can let both of those legs just kind of go off to the left side. You're gonna go ahead and let go of your ball here, release your ball. Bring your right hand down to the ground underneath your right shoulder. Bring that right knee toward your right hand so that your knee is in line with your hip. And your right leg bends at the knee at a 90-degree angle. So you have this kind of square shape in your right knee, and the left leg unstacked here. Take an inhale, sweep that left arm up towards the sky. Reach your hips up towards the sky. Exhale, lower them back down. This is a mermaid stretch. Inhale, reach up, lift those hips up. Exhale, and once more. We'll stack that left knee on top of the right. Bring your hands behind your back. Bring the soles of the feet out in front of you. You can let your knees and your feet be wider than your hips. Maybe windshield wiper your legs side to side. And when you're ready, we'll find that shape on the other side. So come to be seated on your left hip this time. The left leg forms that 90-degree shape or that square shape. Unstack that right leg. Bring the palm of the left hand underneath the left shoulder in a nice wide supportive shape. And as you inhale, sweep that right arm up towards the sky. The hips lift up towards the sky. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, sweep. And let's do one more. Beautiful, mama. Go ahead and stack those legs together. Bring them around. Find a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. So maybe you're sitting on the ground with your legs crossed. Maybe your legs are extended in front of you. Maybe they're out wide. Take a moment just to bring your hands to your belly. Maybe close your eyes. Feel your breath. Take a moment to just be fully present in your pregnant body. Thank you for being here today. If you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. You'd be surprised how far that goes to helping support my channel so I can continue to create more free resources for you to support you throughout your pregnancy. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in my next video.